morning, and it's Louise Wright on the Woodee here for another one of our fabulous live cookouts. And today I've got a real treat for you. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the Woodee Whopper. Now this is our Sue's burger, and it is absolutely delicious. And having 4 teenagers in the house, this sort of thing goes down really well, and it's been a big hit this week as we've been practicing making them for you. So what have we got here? So we have got a double stacker. So can you see that, James? Shall I just lean over so you can get a good old view of that? Can you see that? Yeah, look at that. So I'm going to show you how to make a great burger today and how to put it together. So I'm just going to put that, I don't really want to put it on the floor because we do have 2 dogs here that are very keen, even more keen than the teenagers, I'd say, so let's put that there. So what are our ingredients today? I get my lovely board, I can show you. So as you know, we love to work with local producers, and today under my board I've been to our local butcher, CJ Gibbons in Hay, who we really love. Please support your local butcher, especially as we all get back into semi-normal where we can travel a bit further. Please don't forget our local butchers and all those local shops that supported us. So we've got some delicious local beef mince, and with that, these are the basic ingredients of our burger. So we've got beef mince, we've got some crackers. You can use any crackers you like, whether you use just cream crackers, but some of these have got some salt or some pepper in them, which are really nice, add a little bit more to it. You can add some rosemary crackers if you want, or just water biscuits, anything you like. A little bit of garlic, we've got an onion, an egg, and some flat leaf parsley, which we really like. So this is the basic ingredient with just a little bit of water perhaps, and some oil, and I'll show you that as we go along. So again, that great use of our Woodee chopping board. Now they're on our website, so I'm just going to put that back and we're going to start looking at what we need to do. So those are our great ingredients, and as ever, to save me time and breaking them all up now, I've got them here. So there we are. So we have got, if I take the egg out, so we've got the crackers crushed up. Now the best way to do that is get yourself a bag and a rolling pin and just smash them all down. Take a little bit of that pinch of energy, smash all those biscuits down, and then the onion and the flat leaf parsley, spend some time here chopping it up really finely. Get yourself a really thick blade knife and spend some time on that chopping board getting it nice and fine. Same with the garlic as well. And then there's our egg. So put that just there a second, because first things first, get yourself a really good mixing bowl, and into that I'm going to tip some of our mince. So this is about £1, 500 grams. Pop that into there. Bit of paper, just going to put into our fire. So into that, use one hand. Into that I'm going to tip our other ingredients. So we've got our onion, we've got the garlic, we've got the biscuit, and then we've got the flat leaf parsley. And just tip it all in. Again with one hand, because you're going to do the mixing up with that hand. So put it all in, and then just crack your egg into there as well. I suppose the only thing that we haven't got in there is a little bit of Dijon mustard. So this is optional, but we really like it. The smoke is from that bit of paper I put in. So a little teaspoon, about 2, put inside. So those are all our ingredients. You see them in there nicely, all ready to go. Nice clean hand, and what you're going to do, if you can see that, is you'll just, this is so satisfying to do this, is you're going to mix it all up, all in there. So you want to mix that meat with those lovely onions, and the egg of course will help bind it, and the biscuits will just give it a little bit of crunch, a little bit of substance. So mix it all round, and then we'll add a little bit of seasoning in a minute. So I can smell that Dijon mustard in there, and that flat leaf parsley, lovely. So don't be afraid to give it a really good squish, because you want that mixed in really well. So you want every burger with a little bit of everything in. And if you haven't got flat leaf parsley, you could use something else. But this is always just designed to give you an idea of what you can do in your fire pit. And it's so much more satisfying to make your own burgers if you've got the time. Right, so let's put that down there. And I'm just going to wash my hands, because there is nothing worse than covering everything with a bit of mince. So we're going to bring this back up, and we're going to just give it a bit of seasoning. Now, so a little bit of rock salt, sea salt, and a bit of salt you like. A little bit of ground black pepper. I think I've got the hardest grinder in the world here. And what we're going to do is then get yourself another board. Let's have a look. Right, put that on my. There's my. Try and save me getting stuff everywhere. Right, now onto here. This mixture is going to make 6 burgers, and so 3 Woodee Whoppers. So divide the mixture in half that you've got, and then put it on your board. And back to skanky hands. Actually, I've got a bit of soap on there. So divide it into equal portions. I always struggle with this. Don't worry if they're not quite the same. So we've got our 3 there, and then the next one, nice and simple. 1, 2, 3. Now, when you put these together, one of the things that helps to bind them and to make them is to add a little tiny bit of water. So we're just going to tip back into the mixing bowl. It's a little bit of water, and then put it on your hands. Can you see that, James? And really squish that together, and it helps it form a much nicer ball than this. So take the next one, a little bit of water onto the top, squeeze it together like that. Makes a really nice pate there. Here we go. Put them like this. So already I can feel that this one's perhaps a little bit smaller. Never mind. Bit of water on it, squeeze it up. And then last 2, as we're here, might as well do them all. And then the last one. Now, with these, you want to put them in the fridge really for a couple of hours, just to allow all those flavours to marry together and to allow them to form. So I'll just show you, put that down. So you can get, and I'm sure that I showed you when we did the vegan burgers, that the great thing to have some greaseproof paper to layer your burgers. So we've got some here in our pack. So what I'm going to do is just show you a couple so that you can see how we do it. And then I'm going to start moving. So I've run out of plates already. So you take your ball, you put it flat onto your greaseproof round, form it into a burger shape. So you don't want it too thin because it will just burn, you want it nice and juicy. So we're going to put it into there, and then you put one on the top. So this is what they look like. Can you see that, James? Right, so you see the thickness? So I'm going to leave that for now, because I put some in the fridge a couple of hours ago so that we would be able to cook them straight away. So let me just put that on there, and I'll cook those up for the boys later. Just put it on there. And let's get the ones I've done. So I've done enough of the mixture for 6. And so what I've done is, in between 2, I've put a layer of the greaseproof paper. And so we're going to just cook, let's have a look, let's cook one of these up. So do you ever have sun-dried tomatoes or anything like this? Because one of the tips from our wonderful Woodee chef is that when you've finished it, the oil in here is fantastic for using as a glaze when you're cooking. So I'm going to take Sue up on that and put it on. So let's have a look. Let's just get the bowl back here and put it in. So what we're going to do over a little bowl is we're going to glaze the bit that we're going to put over the heat with salt and pepper on there. Told you this is the worst grinder ever. And we're going to tip it this way over there. Look at that. And so today we're cooking on charcoal. So we love to work with John from Birchwood Forestry, and this is some of John's charcoal. And if you would like some, you can get some on our website, and we've still got free delivery at the moment, so please do have a look at that. So there we go. And this is also good then for just tipping those over. Right, so a little bit of fat. So what will happen is, when you've got oil dripping, of course that's going to add fuel to the fire, and that's going to give a little bit of flame. So what else are we going to put in this wonderful Woodee burger? Can you see how beautiful this is all formed? And the green and the onion in here, a lovely shape to that. Well, again from my local butcher, I picked up some streaky bacon, some delicious streaky bacon. So we're going to add some of this, and we're just going to put it actually, let's just oil that a little bit as well. So same principle, just a little bit on there. And what this does is it stops it sticking. So let's put a little bit of that on there. And another one there. I'm just going to let that cook. So that's lovely thick bacon there, and we want that to be really crispy. So let me get rid of this. And actually, if you were budging, let me not be forgiven. Don't think I'd be forgiven if I let another burger go. So let's put it in there. And these feel really solid. They're lovely. And one more. Again, using the oil from these sun-dried tomatoes, which gives another bit of flavour. So I think I can put these seasoning on that one. We'll do it when we turn it over. So we'll remember which ones we put on first. Ready to turn. So let's see. Perfect. So this is going to take 4 or 5 minutes on each side to cook. The same with the bacon. So let's think about what we're going to put inside that. Let's just wash my hands again. Always handy. Have a little bit of berry liquid. And right, with a very wet cloth. Okay, so how do you like to stack your burgers? We like to go pretty simple really when we're doing it. So just with some lovely ketchup, lettuce, tomatoes, some gherkins, and of course onions. So let me just move the slice there and look into what we've got over here. So I've sliced up quite thickly some onion on here, and again I'm just going to dress that with a little bit of oil, put a little bit of that on, and really you only need one of these nice thick slices in your burger. So let's just carefully oil side down, just put a couple of these on. So this recipe will be up on all our social media later, and of course on Facebook, and will go on our blog on our website. So the other things that we're going to do in a minute, we're going to put chicken nasty cheese directly on top of the burgers. So this melts really well. You could just put some lovely cheddar on there, or whatever you like. Teenagers love this, so this is what we're going to do. So this, I don't know if you could hear that, this is all sizzling away beautifully now. So our charcoal fire has been going for about an hour and 15 minutes now. It's got a lovely heat in there. It's gone really sort of silvery grey, which is exactly what you want when you're cooking over charcoal. So I'm just going to leave that, actually, just so that we don't forget. Let's put our oil directly on here now and do all the seasoning in one go. and then we won't have to worry as we turn it over. Even on there, look at that. Season it a bit more. Onions. A little bit of this. And then, what are we going to put them in? Well, brioche buns. They are so light. These are really great because for some things you want a lovely, bready, big, thick sandwich. But when you've got something so thick and so tall, you don't want great, big, thick rolls on there. So these brioche rolls, which you can get from any supermarket, are fantastic. They're really light. And so what we'll do when we turn them over is that we'll put the brioche buns just down to toast, just for a minute. So let's see. So probably we've only been going for about 3 minutes, I would think. And just give them a little, they're not sticking, which is really good, so that's what we want. And let's have a look at our bacon. And that's coming on now. Just put that over there, like that. So we have still got free delivery, as I mentioned, across our range, which will go on for the rest of the summer. If you would like to own a Woodee Fire Pit, please have a look at our website, which is www.thewoodee.com, and again on any social media platform. Right, we're back. Thank you for bearing with us. So this charcoal's really warm under here now. Let's just get our toasting fork and just get that there a little bit. So there's a nice heat coming off that now. And we're going to just have a look at our burger and see what that's like. Okay, so that's coming on. Look at that. Lovely. So you don't want it burnt, but of course the thing with mince, because it's got a huge surface area, you need to make sure that it's cooked through. So this is really fresh from CJ Gibbons yesterday. I went and picked it up and it's been in the fridge. So this is a really fresh, lovely mince to use. So our onions, let's check those, see if we can turn those over. Are they caramelising a little bit? Oh, they're softening up just a little bit now. That's nice. Let's see. Just a little bit. Maybe we could have our fire just a little bit hotter. The burgers that we cooked, which are looking so good over there, aren't they, James? So let's see. Let's turn our bacon now. There we go. It's cooking slightly, but we really want this crispy. So that's a nice gentle heat today. So next week we're going to give our live cookout to Miss, and we're going to be cooking the week after. But next week I'm going to have the Woodee shop open. So we're going to be open till 10 till 4. And so if you would like to come and have a look round, of course with all social distancing and all measures in place, please do. So you can just turn up between 10 and 4. There is car parking. I will have the doors open. So it's a small space, so you can come in. If you want to ring me beforehand to check, that's fine, but that day you can just turn up and I'll be there, and you can come and see us. So this is a little bit, you probably could do this a little bit hotter, but let's see, that is coming on now. Right, so why don't we just, over here, because it is such a gentle heat, we're going to put 2 of our buns, just to heat those through. And let's see. So I discovered at our local butcher as well, now you might like ketchup or mayonnaise, but I discovered tangy tomato ketchup and beetroot ketchup. Mrs. Darlington, have you ever had this? Haven't tried the beetroot one yet, but that is amazing. So just a little bit of that is perfect on there. Should have put some on there. So let's have another look while we're waiting on our burgers. So as you can see, we have got delicious melted cheese in there, and you can see how I really like the crispy bacon. Have you got that, James? Can you see that in there? So this is what we're after today. Now these to keep your burgers together, actually let's just put those there so that we can see them and remind ourselves what they're going to be like. So have you come across these? So if you've got a big stacking burger like the Woodee Whopper, these are fantastic. They're like a long cocktail stick. You can buy in any good cook shop or online. And these just pop through the whole burger. It's like a club sandwich. Just hold it together. So these are really good. And you could even, if you've got friends around, you could even put some nice herbs or something through the top to dress. Let's have a look. No, we need a little bit longer on there. And a little bit longer on that side as well. Oh, but that does taste very good. Let's see. Let's just turn that bacon over. We really could do with this just a little bit hotter. But never mind. Slow and steady is the race today, obviously. So, have you got any ideas for recipes for us? As you can imagine, we have been cooking every week all summer, trying to show you different skills and techniques. Is there anything that we haven't cooked yet that you would like us to show you? We've been asked to cook some more puddings, so the next one we're going to do in 2 weeks is a pudding. I haven't quite decided what that is yet, but I will post up in the next week or so that you can follow that. But is there anything else you'd like to see us do? We haven't cooked in the Dutch oven for a while, but has anyone come up with anything, James, of ideas that they'd like? Get in touch and tell us. So this is, let me just try that onion now. Let's see how, that is softer. What's coming on? What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this over one more time. And then we're going to put our cheese on. And then we'll melt that on the top so that I can show you what we do. So this lovely plastic cheese, as I said, please feel free to use something much nicer. But this, my friends, does the job. So we're going to put these on. And let it slowly melt. So why don't we just put 2 on? Let's try that. 2 on and 2 off. So we'll put them, put it in the middle, which will help sandwich it together, like we have here. The wonderful thing about cooking over any outdoor fire is learning about the fuel and the fire itself, and it is pretty much a dark art. So the burgers that I cooked earlier, where have they gone? Here. They cooked really quickly. The fire was really hot. Now the fire has gone down, and now everything's taking much longer to cook. Do not be worried if things are taking longer or shorter than you imagine that they should, because every time you cook it will be different, and this is a case in point. So get to know your fire. If we hadn't been live, I'd have probably added a little bit more charcoal on here, but that will take a little bit more heat. So don't worry about it. Let's see how our rolls do. Well, these are coming on a treat. So those, perfect. I think maybe you don't like crispy bacon, so maybe today we'll just use that. So I think that's going to be long enough. And I'm going to take one off and show you how to stack it together, and then we'll let the other one cook a bit longer. Take your rolls. In the bottom, we're just going to put a little bit of our lettuce, and then one of our burgers. So let's take this one. One there. And we're going to put him on. And then we're going to stack some of this lovely soft onion to go in there. So which is the piece of bacon that's going to be the best? Let's put this one in. So put him over the top like that. James is there with his tongue hanging out from behind. And so let's go for this one. We're going to put our burger on the top. And that not only is that beautiful burger, but it's got some amazing colour in there. So onto the top of that, a nice chunk of tomato. Look at that. A little bit of maybe 2 slices of that if we can get away with it. And then, where's the top of our roll there? So then, a little bit of tiny ketchup. So, let's see. I just put it onto the top, squidgy him around a bit, look, and then it's already fallen. And then, squish that onto the top. Grab your skewer, and there you have your double Whopper. What do you think of that? Is that good? So I'm going to put on here, just to show you what the other two look like as well. And that, my friends, is a meal in itself. I hope you've enjoyed this cookout. Get your fire a little bit hotter than I did, but this is absolutely perfect and a really filling meal. Join us in 2 weeks for our next Woodee Live cookout. In the meantime, I'm going to put a bit more charcoal on here and I'll take some more photographs to show you what that's like, and I will join you then. Any comments at all, email me louise@thewoodee.com, join our Woodee Live Facebook group, Woodee Live, or get in touch any way you like. Thank you.